In the chilly air of February 2016, the mountain village of Xiaodongjia in Shanxi province patiently awaits the arrival of the Chinese Year of the Monkey. The usually quiet village streets see the return of faces absent for the past 12 months as families gather for the spring festival. No sooner has the new year been seen in than the villagers' thoughts race ahead to their annual Palio. This, the highlight of the year, is held on the 16th day of the first month. Come the day, riders mounted on horseback will race through crowded streets in a tradition dating back to the Tang Dynasty in the 9th century. With the big day just 2 weeks off, Li Guibao looks out the old horse bells that he has used for decades. Li is 64 years old. He started driving horse-drawn carriages as a 19-year-old. He's been involved with horses ever since. In the 1950s, when the village was an agricultural cooperative, there were over 200 horses and mules in the village. As a youngster, Li was nicknamed Crazy Rider. Nobody in the village keeps horses anymore. The dust-covered horse bells lie locked away, awaiting their annual outing. The village is situated just to the west of the Yangtze Pass, which connects Shanxi with Hebei province to the east. It has been an important strategic location for over 2 millennia. In the 3rd century, Dongzhuo, the governor of Bingzhou, today's Taiyuan, built a garrison post at Xiaodongjia. It is said that by the Tang Dynasty, 400 years later, a regular military tournament was held in the area, featuring the riders of the courier station. It is from their example that the villagers have derived their tradition. Most of the men in the village can ride, something unusual in the surrounding area. These days, the horses have to be hired from neighboring Hebei. Li Guibao is in charge getting hold of them. The village hires 8 horses every year. The cost increases year on year. He must get mounts capable of being raced for an affordable price. The horse trading involved will be time-consuming.
咱背那250不好听嘛，咱就那230、240都这样嘛。啊。
Li can't cut a deal. Then he gets a lead to a different source in Hebei.
啊，你问问他们炸不炸？炸了他就下个找他们，不炸了，咱其他地方能找下了。
The second day after New Year is when the key task of nominating the lantern officials takes place.
开会这样报个的，你快进来啊！
All the members of the village committee and the village party branch are present, except Shu Hongni, the village chief. She lives in the nearby city.
关机嘛，一个关机，从原来是清早就让你关了机。我刚刚回国就领书记了。那你没办法，别管他。中央和例会日报，全权负责今年正啊，今年的弄一块。汇报会永久，负责的安全治安这些方面。例会严肃，负责的马匹的租赁，这些马尽快定，咱官儿能被管，官儿咱我咱为总副将，俺们得出个性格。你那个标准啊，年是不是5千嘞？今年总得给咱多少？
咱商量还是5000，
啊，
实在说是有点为难了，再涨上1000也涨。
咱们同意，最高俺都可以增加1000块钱，你看能不能同意不同意？
他就当嘛，干净新官儿，对吧，大爷？
我也挣多少吗？
那肯定不占钱，
肯定不占，那给他办。
不占。
保险多少吗？
肯定不占，老人就麻烦的嘛。
下一年了的，以后再考虑。
从天家打死。
可你同还得等那都同意，你不看到？老人们同意，儿子媳妇们都得同意了才这样的，这不容易的。知道了。
The lantern officials, 2 of whom are required, really play the roles of the kings of the revels. Their roles are honorific and cock at an old age snook at the real officials of imperial China. It was considered auspicious in the village to be selected for the role, and that future generations of the families chosen would enjoy good fortune. However, times changes, and nowadays fewer and fewer are willing to take on the time-consuming clowning around that is called for. In the past, there was no shortage of volunteers, and all the costs would be covered by the lantern officials' own families. Now the role is no longer held in such esteem, and even though the village pays the lantern officials, often their families won't let them do it. It's not easy to find suitable candidates.
只要往里拍，人往里行，但是就看你这看看，咱能给他放房间吗？
不是，
当兵工作，
当兵工资，
这条件不为条件，
不怕，同意给你这真的是。
你做啥官的？18是用远灯的，远灯之前给了你那吃。
远灯之前，那可不占，远灯要做了，那就是提前把那钱拿出来才能。那干过了，这马上不得了，这让我后弟弟还要。
你这意思连做过事儿，带上把事儿都给了你，知道意思？行不行？
俺这给媳妇打的。聪儿，你这干部们都来了啊！你要是想让咱做官儿的，
谁做呀？
这就是咱做嘛，谁做？
什么呀？
做了15天假官嘛。什意思就是，这回人家就把当兵钱儿或者补助这些都给了，当你不是好好让咱做，你想弄那当兵钱儿嘛？
不是弄耍，
是说你罢的是罢了的是，那就才能这样，不罢是那就当然是，你不罢是你就靠边站了，你这个。
不，不敢往下说，可不能靠边站，这也是应该办的，但是咱办的有点迟啊， 这人家跟人还没说，因为当了兵，保家卫国，这些当兵是揪的给人的嘛。这个不是以这为条件啊，不能以这为条件个，咱不是军人家属，明白了吧？咱那当兵去的话，那就天经地义该这给你的哈，不在这条件范围之内哈。不把这件事情，咱这当兵才也得给。咋地？干吧？啊，你看他还是咱弟兄嘛。
这是顶了一家了，在锅做锅的，咱那包那2家锅嘛，这就顶了一家了。
我这是碰到东西啊，这东西给你不沾，不是那个，这事情你早上也帮我点忙的。那今天你还是5千了，不？今天再加上1千。
那你这也得经过那宝库了，你说我不能跟不拿这主意啊。要是那人你是，我主意是能拿，你也不能别老呢。有天才有地。
对。你是做大锅还是做二锅呀？
大的。
做大的啊？
大的这不是都一样意思？
一样意思。
各方面条件都一样，不是？那我就说。
只不过是做到二锅了。
还能做大。
做大。做了大锅以后不能做二。
啊，行。
这个。大锅炖包括啊。
是呀。今天我晚上就能睡好觉。
你最起码就听了走了。
好。
After a struggle, the lantern officials have been appointed. The first task of the festival committee is out of the way. In the past, the appointments were announced to great fanfare with drums and gongs. This year, after all their exertions, no one has the energy.
两位掌柜不在，不敢这块尿我吗？
你好，这个洗下来。
这锅跟这那家也是这样。这样你是当面的。
这些车你拿去。
这是锅棍的钱。
这你怎么喝？哎呀，好，这的啊，这行。
咱当也不想当回棍儿的呀。按道理不应该当的，小的，人家有了餸才可以做的。他弄不起来了，你说没办法，只好当瓜他的，给老人家红花还没平平安安的。我是这种想法。其实等应该是上上娘才对。真的，我这趟我后悔了，做错了这趟。应该等娘回来再填。这是真的，我这趟是我感觉到不对。你因为啥能那相处，跟人家没男的。应该等娘回来把两位乡这个说上一下哈，说上一下才对。哎，那你没有男，这事情不敢往出写的，这个是那男的不在，我女的凭什么的？我女的跟他在这儿什么呢？也应该等俩宝贝回来了再跟俩谈婚提俩知道什么的嘛？你啥？我知道没有事，啥能那相处跟俩光有女的没男的那不好看，跟俩补回来啊。
今天是办的挺圆满的，哎，要不是这，虽然咱费了点事儿，但咱就是办的挺圆满的。咱这是各个我们包括我俩，共同支持这些事情啊，太感谢了啊！就那个，好，有什么困难打电话，咱能解决的尽量解决啊。
咱去长滨看看，还得下矿去，还有几个忙没有来过，咱还得看看。
On the 8th day of the first lunar month, it snows. Li Guibao goes to Hebei to hire horses at the beginning of each year. As the most knowledgeable person in the village when it comes to horses, he is entrusted with their hire. Dong Baoke, whose wife got him made one of the lantern officials, is Li's co-driver.
对了，叫牙号，他是干到的。只有我老婆是，一个是麻烦，一个是花钱，他们就知道。那虽然现在是大队给那部分钱，是人往少添点，主要是麻烦，干上钱麻烦少，人收到最干的。那就开始省劲，会不会山西得省劲？你那。
Dong Baoke is now committed to ensuring the village festival is a success. Any hope for relaxing holiday will have to wait till next year. While Li Guibao is in Hebei looking for the horses, village secretary Dong Fuzhu has another task in hand.
收黄不但到上一场戏嘛，
也才不大好弄嘛，那也是。
不大好弄也不太弄。
你大时候哪个教那个？教不着那了。
咱从这的跑马，我觉得文化有那么多，不能跟人家停止下来，必须给他跑。
好弄嘛，那也是。
不大好弄也不太弄。
那比如我这份这话是给你定不了这些东西。
今儿就是定干部的，一会儿负责就来了。
商量商量。
哎，对，你商量。
The village once had a celebrated opera troupe. However, over the years, its performers have dispersed. It's difficult to get them back together during Spring Festival. They'll have to form a new troupe from scratch.
多少年了没有唱的，那没麻烦。
也不要求哼说对唱多好啊！他唱给这像那种骑兵的，他不是大也行嘛。
定了啊。
定了吧？啊，没好有嘞，咱不能这边要求水平太高。
The show will go on, it seems. Li Guibao is pleased with the horses he has shown.
要不这也没有。
这里一边边打，最近拿多点拿多点，最大要点要点。
没有问题，再忙没有问题，还得长相。在地部就肯定让他汗血宝马呀，这嘛。
就是啥啊？汗血宝马，给咱外国竞争了的。
中国没有那汗血宝马。
外国竞争了就是。哦。外国那是奥地利还是哪个国家来整改的是吧？哦。汗血宝马。
就是这种嘛。
会跑车的，你别烧个不跑。
这嘛是跑头的嘛，我们这。
八点。
Each year, the Palio needs 8 horses. Li Guibao has to travel long distances to inspect each of them.
他两个不行，那马上一个老马，一个那王八爪子不在。你现那两个是那海种红马，
别管他深夜啊，能跑就
能跑。价钱要是咱们说那个，我给你找说那个。你少了鸟比爱心
260
啊，260。
上个我跟他还没请了招待站，一边人情一边咱一边人情一边。
我不是人情，我今年我交了300，我不去。
那是多少钱？
2万背包。
咱今后的你看啊，各路省县都到场，咱把这事先说透。200头。
With 6 days to go before the Palio, the organizing committee meets. Su Hongni, the village chief, is still absent. The missions to nominate the lantern officials, hire the horses, and arrange the opera performance have all been accomplished.
具体的责任都已经分布各夫妻长，都是咱说的好话，这是该能办就给你办。
杨哥呗，我今天说啥？今天我说的。
你不站着照，
你不要开会，咋了？
我不要开会，你。
A villager interrupts the meeting to complain that he has not been paid what he is owed. Some of the villagers are obstructing the building of the decorative archways. A member of the village party branch, Dong Fuxiang, explains the situation as he goes to try to sort things out.
给人家村民的楼基劳工的工资没有给了呢。书记的意思说是去回来钱嘞，先把正月在红花闹完以后，过了18给他们算账，他们在实际上是闹死。
这几天不让打牌了，我弄好子你不让他不让他你不让他，那几个月在那个他们不让他打。你算兜的那么的，
都答应了的事，结果还也闹死。 这就没干啥。哎，你看这的意思就说是你看，让高兴， 我让他再拍的，你技术指导，咱也家打，给他帮忙，这样必须给咱们再拍了去。
反正简单就弄我们，反正不要有人给咱忽悠就干。
他这个他厉害的不能说，是觉得他
挣着工数趟多了，这别人不说嘛，你还闹了，
他们不应该闹家做这事。
都有这趟的不好往去办，办起来就不错了。你这一起哄的，哪还能弄呢？
他们在当地在干部应该是咱重点混好，但是合作起来好好的，团结咋办了？他们弄下来，你说一点不团结，弄下来后面嘛，
The matters should have been taken in hand, but the village chief is still nowhere to be seen, and people are starting to get vocal about her absence.
他在咋办这事？自己就是不一点不出于公项，不为老百姓考虑，他是从这当官不是
当事人做上这个，不管咱家有多大事，背到外头。
对了，
咱是找种接替给他弄才干。
他说私人人员都愿意咋办的？从就是按公性、党性来说，就得办下去。我跟你说，什么时候都是邪不压正，是不是那个？像你家不像这大村儿本子了，咱共产党放过谁？
4 days before the event, the villagers begin to busy themselves with decorating streets and houses with lanterns and streamers. A stage is readied for the opera performances. The village gateways receive special attention. The decorative archways inside the village are traditionally made from cypress branches. In Chinese, the word for cypress leaves sounds the same as the beginning of the common saying, 100 enterprises will flourish. The scarcity of the cypresses has inspired an environmental awareness among the villagers. The hottest spots in the village are the homes of the 2 lantern officials. During their 5-day term of office, they will entertain hundreds of guests. These will include villagers working on the events, village guests and visitors, and their own friends and relatives. All will need to be wined and dined. The 6,000 yuan allowance given by the village is never enough, so the officials will end up having to spend several thousand yuan of their own money. However, their efforts will earn them great kudos within the village, and they can hope for heaven's blessings to follow. Martial arts performances have long been popular in Xiaodongjai. They are the basis of the Shahuo with their tales of heroes and daring do. The most popular play is 3 heroes fight Lu Bu. Li Guihe is in his 60s and will play the part of Zhang Yide, one of the 3 heroes. He finally persuades another performer, who is over 70 years old, to take the role of Lu Bu. However, the other 2 heroes are temporarily unavailable, so it becomes a 1-to-1 battle.
岁数了，稍微慢点了。
这慢点，
不
要开。那当然是岁数肯定是不对。
慢点叫。
腿也可不拉倒了。
咱说这些师傅是不能给他上了。
不能上了。
没有的。
可没有插队，包咱还有排。
晃一晃，这还没都出去了。
哎，特别是现在开学开的早，又想打工就给走了，他都不在跟前，没法教他们，只能说是抽烟红花，这就是抽烟红花。哎，到那天了，提前一天回来，咱一串联，街上咱给跑红花，实质的东西都没有了，实质东西。
Our past shapes who we are today, even if it does not define us. It is about knowing our roots, our heritage, what makes us, us. And only by looking back can we understand where our future may lie.
Three days before the festival begins, the horses from Hebei will arrive. Before that time, a 5-day supply of fodder for all 8 horses has to be laid in.
养这些羊鹿，它是最后头了，它那倒是卖田明白了，两个倒好。
明白了。
哎，这一年那不是就是修这口道了，一家多了嘞，那都卖了，那为了肥田。老陈，你走到那个什么地方了？哦，再等他们2个小时。来了。
It's over 60 kilometers from Jingxing in Hebei province to Xiaodongzhai. It took the owners a whole day's travel. Watched by curious onlookers, the horses are paraded through the village streets. The village children rarely see horse these days.
你干什么？这搁大家不了吗？不跑这不是这是在家吗？你把啥都是在家，最苦也最苦，真是的。他拽就拽进来，你想抽一下就抽开了，你以为抽不开？
老李是老师傅了，咱们这倒是小徒子。
On the 14th day of the first lunar month, the lantern officials receive their seals of office at the Sangguan Temple. Before their appointment, they have to walk on foot to the temple. After being given their seals, they can ride a horse or in a sedan chair for the return journey. Wearing the costume of an imperial official is a novelty that poses a few problems for those unaccustomed to it.
放心，好好保存啊，
好好保存啊。
这边好，这边来。
The two lantern officials' first task is to patrol the streets, driving away evil spirits and bringing good fortune to the villagers. All their families can ride in the parade. But they can expect the villagers to play pranks on them. In the evening of the 14th and the 15th day of the first lunar month, the lantern officials patrol the streets again to check the lanterns of each household. The villagers stop them on their way and tease their wits with outrageous cases for them to adjudicate.
不能相信，大家晚上好啊！晚上今天还不好了，今天还不能活了。再还好，天天串门，就算是这个危险，给人一个来吧，找他也是过过。
这俩是夫妻关系，
夫妻关系吧。
他是串门的，
不要串门，大忙的生意什么？
现在车卡票都下了，大事去带上走。 有管不住，有法律能管。人家讲的。为什么是好了？
Dong Baoka, the first lantern official, hasn't come out just for fun. He will be the one on horseback tomorrow. He wants to know what he is letting himself in for. It's the 15th. This afternoon, the play, East of the Yellow River, is due to be performed. Some of the supporting players still aren't here. Dong Baoka, first lantern official, and his wife will have to step in to play the parts. Some of the assembled cast aren't too clear on what they need to do. Although the preparations are hurried, the run-through begins on schedule. The necessary extra cast members have arrived back in the village. Martial arts used to be a major pastime for the younger generation. Now they prefer gaming on their smartphones. They do the shahuo for a laugh, rather than learning the techniques properly. Li Guihe has to bribe them with cigarettes and a handful of yuan to get them to show interest.
他就很多，他也给这个哄的，给那没有办法，这就是闹哄我，就是这个事情。
The main performance will be tomorrow. 3 heroes fight Lu Bu is the highlight of the show. One of the missing heroes has returned. The third is cutting it fine, and will be back tomorrow just before curtain up. 3 of the 4 now rehearse together. The square dancing craze has spread from the cities to even reach mountain villages like Xiaodongjai. It too will find a place in the festival. Rehearsals for the fight scenes are starting to get more serious. Elsewhere, some villagers have already imbibed too much of the festival spirit.
这最贵或者中国各家，就别中国各家伙来喝酒，我告你，现在我那家最超出有责任就是你，我告你，这会你值得法律不是？
你这没有让你打起架来了，你说，是搁这过俺们不用，咱先搁这看，搁那么打。我俩给陪着打电话，这个是我没冲到，你冲到，这里这个。他就是觉得。
这交流是不是？
这少，这大了，那看看过来这个，
我说的对。
3个小时啊。高会那边吧，先看好，好，看着。
On the 16th day of the first lunar month, the day of the Palio finally arrives.
这趟给他快钱，这是个溜溜子嘛，这天气这一个也这可以讲的嘛。哎，溜着那是咱夫咱那马扎的，不是这俺们上个脚跑的，他们溜着。这还别给钱溜溜。
Li Guibao wears the bells that will soon adorn one of the horses. As the master of meat, he is responsible for every detail. From 7 a.m. to the start of the racing, appointed villagers will make 3 tours of the streets, beating gongs and calling all to action. The first patrol calls on the villagers to cover the cobblestones outside their houses with cinders from the grate to prevent the horses from slipping. As the horses charge through the streets, the ash will be thrown into the air, making the atmosphere even more intense, literally and figuratively. The relay riders and couriers that once passed through Xiaodongjai are now buried by the ashes of time, but their memory of their pursuits is still carried in this popular festival. At the second striking of the gongs, the riders go to the village temple to burn incense and pray for blessings, above all, protection from painful tumbles. At the same time, the horses are led through the streets. The race is due to start at 8, and spectators arrive early to secure the best vantage points. Recent years have seen crowds grow, with people coming from over 100 kilometers away. The roofs of the old houses along the streets of the course make the best viewing spots. This can cause considerable distress to the homeowners.
这可是不知道上了，也在不知道上，这房是不是都在造吗？
一年就这一回，马上上了。
不是说一年一回，知道是一年一回。
你看过你往那搞看了，你知道那就咋知道？
多少个上？
我早知道上来了，你把弄到这上来就
你看这咋了？弄个不是弄一房担心，弄一房从那个塌了，我看塌了就弄是。弄你看了喂还敢上的，他们不是说弄这不是什么。不好意思，人家是不知道在房担心。房担心。
下个不是下个那就变成下个手呢，不要上了，不要上了，不敢上了。不敢上了，不敢上，就不敢上，那边你这不找。
他家的大去不走了，实在不行我躺在那门口就不让他们说了。
不是，我们不敢逛嘛，你个哥给他们下来的了。
你我上俺家的家住哪里呀？
麻烦的，不是，主要是房吃不住那，房不占了，他是吃住来往一年一回这样看吧，那是这是。
The roofs of the old houses are a liability. The village had been planning to have them strengthened to make them into safe grandstands. The complications of village politics have stood in the way.
对，这回来这回年轻嘛，这野人没这敢跑。他在老去了，行李上走行李上不敢走趟嘛，
不敢站这路上。
这个你敢站，你不往死你站了。啊。我说接着你快往那边走。你看他那个国家吵。要命的，这我有命。
Lee has been working all morning, getting everything ready for the race, and now suddenly, someone has left a van parked right across the starting line.
这场地里似的，你要给堵了这场了，这钓鱼场不打这堵了就不能弄了。
说不上的，能弄的，这样行了的。不，麻烦。
又变了。
热不起来，这不好干嘛？啊。 我出了警了没有？不能开始嘛好的，这个占了地方了嘛。
过了境，
哎，就影响了嘛。如果你本来我喊保佑人了，我们这没法没办法嘛。你说那你们这啥意思嘛？你搞搞。
下招马给我给了那红花。
咱看传出来的都看了这这。
被删了的
都。有时候一家人看到多，不能给人弄坏，是吧？
老家，不干。
如果不干，就听我站，搞个就是这话。咱可以不干吗？
干不干，
咱就算了。
干不干，统一的算了。 到了，交给徐红花。对，交给徐红花。这天到底是咱们都来，你上午在湖顶上了，小雨。
老少嘛是吧？老少嘛，老少没嘛。
打了，花盖，那大概到全不干净。
The owner of the van is totally resistant to the imprecations of the villagers. Nobody has ever seen anything like it.
到了学校的直接去。
你不敢走，我也敢走，我敢走。
闹起事来就是闹。我找他的干。
There are now 4,000 people waiting for the racing to start. It's already an hour late, and it looks like it may have to be postponed again. For some, patience is wearing thin. The van poses an additional obstacle, but one man's intransigence is not going to stand in the way of a 1,000-year-old tradition. the riders have neither saddles nor stirrups as they tear through the streets. Reins and whips are also deemed superfluous. Anyone who wants to can have a go. Mount up if you dare, and a few bold cries will have your steed at a gallop. Tumbles are frequent, but no one, neither rider nor spectator, has ever been seriously injured. It seems the gods are wont to smile on the festival. With bells ringing on his back, this rider plays the role of an imperial courier. His is a key role in the whole spectacle, the rationale for the whole celebration. The beating of drums and gongs announces that the shahuo is about to begin. The three heroes are finally united. In their costumes, they look as fine as any on the stage of a city theater. The three heroes bestir themselves, one after the other, to face Lu Bu. With the martial drumming ringing in their ears, their spirits are emboldened, and they wield their weapons with growing confidence. However, their combined age adds up to well over 200 years. Lu Bu himself is in his 70s, and after 10 minutes of solid action, he, not unreasonably, needs a break. When the day is done, the festival will be over for another year. Li Guibao can relax from his fortnight of exertions over the horses. The Palio and the shahuo are what makes the village what it is. For the younger generation, it is a way to connect with the distant past and make it relevant to their own lives. It teaches them the values of place and loyalty. For the elders, there is the reassurance that history is being made, even as their legacies are handed down.